So the first thing I did was burn down all the trees because it's really hard to build in an area when you've got trees in your face. Then I moved on to marking out 100 by 100 with these redstone torches. Yes, that is 100 by 100, and it is quite a lot of dirt that I need to remove. Now, I use redstone because it's a lot easier to see at night. You can't see it through the clouds, but it's a lot easier to see at night. Man, I've got a lot of mining to do. Well, the first thing I did when trying to figure out just how I wanted to mine this thing was I mined with my hand to see how fast it was. And it's not that fast. Like 100 by 100 mining with your hand would be a pain. So I decided to go for the good old Mythbusters mythos of when in doubt, C4. Or TNT in this case. I needed to see how much of a dent it'd do, so a line of TNT does roughly this amount of damage, which will clear land pretty damn quick. So this is just after the first batch of TNT. You can see I've managed to make quite a big dent. I've gone down pretty damn deep, as you can see right here. But there's still a lot more that needs to be done, especially over there. Here I am. I went in by hand for this one. I cleared out most of it with dynamite, but I went back in with hand to smooth it out, which I have to do for now the rest of the thing, but that water does get in the way. So I've done a second batch of TNT, a second or a third, I think, actually, and the water is now getting really out of control. I'm trying to make something that smooth. Like, seriously, I went all the way down to bedrock right here and smoothed this out by hand, but the water does get in the way. I've got to do it with the rest of it as well. So, a lot more mining needs to be done, and I need to block off that water. Alright, so now this is after several more attempts of C4, and I say C4, it's dynamite. It's getting kind of messy. It takes a bit out of the walls as well. I've blocked off most of the water and removed quite a bit of it. But as you can see, it's not going that bad. I've managed to clear out quite a lot. And yeah, it looks pretty damn good. Alright, so I've smashed a bunch of C4 all over this place. And it looks like, I don't know, Mars or something. But it is doing really good. What I do is I mine down a single stack and place some TNT, which is how I managed to get, you know, this deep, which you can see by these marks right there. I placed it in, like, sequential kind of intervals to do it. And it does quite a good job, but I might need to change up the way I mine. I don't know. It's not that bad, though. Alright, so this is now extremely late, and I've done this kind of damage with C4. I keep saying C4, it's TNT. It's getting there. There's a part over there that I'm neglecting. I want to focus on one section and move to another, so that's the way I'm mining at the minute. Alright, so as you can see, I've now cleared out a massive portion of the area, and it's actually looking pretty damn good. I've got rid of all that water that was there, and now I need to move on to this section that hopefully shouldn't take too long. Okay, so if you're wondering how I'm mining out all of this area, what I'm doing is I'm doing something I call Operation Carpet Bomb. Now what I do is I take a block of TNT, and then I will build a line, not like that, like this. Come on. Come on. There we go. I will build a line like this, like I'm filling a B-2 bomber with some, you know, some bombs or whatever. And then, you know, I will put an extra stack right next to it. Because what I'm doing is I'm going to set them off one by one by one by one by one, which allows it to blow up kind of in, so one will go off, make a hole, and then the next one fills the hole. And I'm doing it in a stack of 2, because I'll drop one log, which will create a nice crater, and then I'll drop another log like this. So you just move along, you like that, and it lays it all out in a row, which is really nice. All blows up like that. Hopefully it doesn't set off the other TNT. Clears out, you know, quite a space, and then I go back in with the next one, and I repeat the process. And it's actually a very efficient way of mining. This is not how I used to mine. I used to like drill down in holes and then place them that, like, you know, maybe blast mining. This way is, you know, Operation Carpet Bomb, and it's actually really effective. So if you're mining in the future, yeah, this is how you'd want to do it. It's surprisingly effective, and as you can see by results when I get out of here, you'll just see how far I managed to dig down from when I was originally there. Look at that. I'm almost halfway down, and some of it does I even reach bedrock. Not bad. It's perfect mining. Alright, so I'd lather, rinsed and repeated with my carpet bombing technique, and I I've cleared out a massive section. This is at like 3, I think, 3 in the morning, like the second day or the third day. I can't remember. But yeah, that is a lot. That's a lot of damage that has just gone on right there, and it's starting to come along pretty damn nice. All right, so the way I'm doing it now is I'm putting in a section of wall, or well, these blocks every time I've cleared a wall, and it's kind of trippy because it's red, white, and blue. Look, it's kind of trippy if you get really next to it because it's red, and then you know it's I don't know. I just found it really trippy to kind of watch when I put these in because you know red, white, and blue. Well, red, green, but whatever. These colours, it's not red, white, and blue. It's red, yellow, and blue kind of. The kind of basic stuff that make up a picture or a pixel, so it kind of looks really funky. But as you can see, I've only got this area over there left to do and clear out the floor of the bedrock. So it's not going to take that long, and you know I kind of like it. It's kind of trippy with that wall. Alright, so I've gone in and sat in the next wall, as you can see there, and I've started doing the third wall. I'm kind of just mining out portions and then sticking in a wall now. I've got that little bit of bedrock to clear out because, you know, look at that, nice and smooth floor. But yeah, it's getting along, and you know, I kind of like it. So as you can see here, I'm now closing in the 2 walls. I've cleared out quite a lot of the bedrock on the floor. I've gone all the way down and up on most of the sides with the bookshelves to make the underground section of this library. Now, there's not a lot left to do, and most of that damage you see there in the wall is natural damage. It's not from the TNT, so I'm actually going to leave it and just patch the wall up over with the blocks. But now I've got the floor to just, you know, remove and little bits left on the wall. Alright, so I've basically cleared away everything now, apart from that little bit of bedrock. So I have to go in and put in the last... the last blocks right here, up and down. I'm leaving that stuff. I'm not fixing that. I could, but I'm just gonna do like I said before. I'm just gonna barricade it off with these bookshelves. And man, this has taken a long time. This is like day 3, I think. But yeah, the bookshelves are coming close. It's looking good. And here we go. The floor is now clear. I like it. Look at that, nice smooth floor. All right, and there's the 4th wall in. It's looking nice. And this is how it kind of looks. I find this really trippy as well. I like going up, it's perfectly fine. So this is how I would actually build the wall. But going down, oh, look at that. It's awesome. But this is how I build it. And there we go. 4th wall in. It's all done. It did actually try to burn down on me, which is pretty funny. But 4 walls in, it's all done. Alright, so I've marked out the center spot by, you know, going 50 in. Or did I go 40? I went 50 or 49 in, I can't remember, and then built into the centre, built in this cross, so I can section it off. Now what I need to do is go in with this stone, and I need to flatten out all of this area to make a roof, which I will then build the library on top of. Alright, so you can see, I've managed to do half of the floor right here. It looks pretty decent, I like it. It's not going to look like this when it's done, but I've left a little hole in the centre so I know exactly where the dead center of this entire thing down to the bedrock is. And now all I've got to do is I've got to go around, remove the torches on the parts of the wall that are finished, go back in and do the other 2 sections of the floor, which is a lot. There we have it. I've successfully filled in the entire floor. Now that little grass bit over there is going to be for a garden I'm going to make. A little like place that you can sit or go to in the library. It's not all going to be library. The thing is, I'm going to cover this entire area with dirt and then build the library on top of that. So even though it's 100 by 100 underneath, the library on top is not going to be all of that. And there is a lot of landscaping that needs to be done right now, especially with that water over there and that mountain right there. I might bring it in or I might flatten it out. I don't really know. But what I do know is that I need to go over all of this right now and just lay down a nice foundation that I can go and build this library on top of, which is going to take quite a bit. I mean, it's like day 3, 4 right now. I can't really remember. Sleep evades me most of the time, but go back in, landscape a lot of this stuff right now, and then I'll be able to lay down the foundation for the library. All right, here we have the garden. Now it's a small garden, but it's actually pretty damn interesting. I found a cool little thing on the internet to make street lights. Now, it's a little concept that I adapted myself a little bit, but as you can see, we have a custom-made tree. We have a nice water feature. We've got a couple of benches, and these are the lamps I was telling you about. It's just awesome. I love it. It's a dispenser at the bottom. Then it's 4 up of a cobblestone fence. Then it's an anvil, and then you put in a hopper, and then one of these sea lanterns, and then top it off with a bit of grey carpet, and it makes it kind of look pretty damn cool. I like it. It's kind of street lampy, but at the same time, it's also kind of cool. But then I went in and I put in, a couple extra because they hang over the path like you would with a normal lantern. Put in my rose bushes, put in all these other things, some tulips to go with them. You saw in the centre in that fountain, each different type of tulip is there. I tried to kind of colour code match, but then I just thought, let's put every type of tulip in the centre. Alright, so here you see a hideous thing, but I've mapped out a floor section or a floor plan in, I think it's spruce, and what I've done is I've segmented it off using this, and it's just a funky design, but I still like the design. Going in with, just a box would be boring, so I've kind of gone wacky designs. Yeah, I don't know, it looks a bit weird, but when it's done, it'll look even better. So I marked off basically four grids that I can fill in with the planks, as you can see I've done right there. Now, a lot of that other stuff is going to be... So the grey area outside is going to be landscaped with dirt and other stuff, maybe a road or something. But yeah, I'm using these planks right here to just go in and fix everything. But I'm going to leave the hole in the centre because I need it. Alright, so I've filled in the entire floor, and as you can see, I've actually left the hole in the centre with the little torches around it. And yeah, it's actually not looking too bad. I've gone back in with the spruce wood, and I've put an extra layer on top, and I've put in that little footpath right there to show where the entrance will be. It's actually quite nice. Now, I went around the entire outside with the cobblestone slab to try and give it a cool little, I don't know, old school kind of look. I don't know how this is actually going to look. I'm kind of making this up on the fly, but then I went in with more of this kind of stuff, made paths. I made this, it's not stone, it's adite or whatever it's called, but it's kind of a cool little path. It's better than gravel, it sounds better than gravel. You get up here and there's your entrance. It's pretty cool, I like it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but so far so good. Alright, so with typical weather raining down on me of Minecraft, this is the entrance design I kind of went for. It's kind of modern. It's kind of a mix of like old school and modern, I guess. Oh, there's a slab missing right there. But what it is it's kind of like, the old American style libraries. Now, I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but I do like these double wooden doors. It feels very like library to me. But yeah, I might replace those wood blocks at the bottom. But I kind of like this design. I don't know if I'll keep it. I might keep it. I don't know. It's all down to how I feel right now about the colour patterns and all this. I'm not really good with this kind of stuff. So yeah, white and greys. Alright, so I removed the entrance and I went in with these redstone torches and put in a floor plan like you'd see on blueprints or whatever if you're ever building anything. Just to mark out some basic room shapes that I'd like. Some of them are pretty big, some of them aren't. But then again, if you've ever been into a library, you'll know you can have massive rooms in one area. You can have tiny ass rooms in another area. So that explains, I don't know. I just kind of went with it. That over there is like, I think the smallest room. No, that back there is the smallest room. But yeah, no, I kind of like it. It's a floor plan. So now I just need to go in and kind of start designing the rooms to how I like them. But yeah, I've left the hole in the center still so I can get down underneath. Alright, so I realised what I needed to do is I needed to put in a staircase. And as you can see, entrance is gone, but I've kept the doors and I've gone with a quartz block underneath. But I wanted a grand staircase like you see in old libraries, like colonial style kind of libraries in America. So I put in this grand staircase, which, yes, redstone torches as a template does help. And I have that cool little guy like there, like I don't know, just for a bit of inspiration and decoration. But now I'm working on the second floor. I have to fill in the entire thing with these planks. And as you can see, it's kind of big. Now, I did put in a basic design for a bookshelf, which came from watching Indiana Jones. That's a kind of bookshelf. It's got, Just kind of simple. Nice little sitting area in the center. And as you can see, bookshelves don't actually go the entire same way. Now it's like, I think it's 9 across, and then it's like a clay block at the end, I think, or something. And then it's got the planks, half planks over the top, just to make it kind of look cool. I added in these benches and these tables, these little chairs. They're quartz and they're also carpet and just stuff. But yeah, I really need to go in and just kind of finish up the rest of this floor on the second floor, and then it's just going to take a long time to fill this in. Alright, so I filled in the floor, and I kind of like how that grand staircase sits in the area right there. Now I have actually come one in, so it's actually perfect with the floor underneath. It doesn't lip out over to the edge where I'd actually have to build up the wall. And now what I have to do is take these, like I did with the first floor, take these redstone torches and go in and mark off the areas that I want to be rooms on this floor, kind of like I did with the first. So I've got my overhead blueprint, and yeah, as you can see right here, I've purposefully left one block on the outside, which would sit right above this area here, so when I build the wall up, it perfectly flush. Alright, so there we have the room plan for the second floor. Now, the staircase does have a balcony, and over there you're going to have a big window so you can see the garden. But the staircase has that balcony and then a little lip on the inside, so it doesn't look weird. But if we come down, it's not that bad. I kind of like it. It's a weird mix of wood at the minute, but it works. Now, I'm just going to do the rest. Alright, so I've done the first wall, and I kind of went with a white quartz block look. Kind of like the New York Public Library. Kind of like, you know, maybe the White House or something like that. But I wanted to go for a like an old school colonial, I think it's colonial, kind of look to it. So it's more, it's got a modern tinge to it with some of the windows, as you can see right here. But a lot of it is based on old school kind of designs from like the turn of the century, back in like maybe, I don't know, 1500s or whatever. I don't know. I just looked up like American libraries and stuff, and this is the kind of stuff. Now I might have to landscape a bit extra out over there, but I kind of like it. It's really nice. I did not expect my level of terrible building to make something that I liked that also looks kind of decent. Oh look, a GG. But now I need to go in and do the floor plan on here. Alright, so I've done the second wall. It took a long time, trust me. I've done the second wall, and as you can see, I've put in little slit windows, which I need to do around the rest, but I've done on the first floor, and that actually took not a lot of time. It kind of gives it a nice feel, like if you've seen... libraries don't have big windows. Some do, some don't. A lot of old school ones have like these really thin windows, which I kind of liked, but I did want to put in some grand windows, and I actually need to change that right there, because that is just wrong. Where's that wood? There it is. Get rid of this one, so I can stick it in underneath there, like that. Nope, that's the wrong way. Change that around, you idiot. There we go, now it looks better. I don't know why I did that with the window, but yeah, I need to go around and do the windows on some of these. But really the main thing I think I need to focus on right now is doing what I've done down here, which is stick all of the walls in. I've gone for, I can't remember, I think it's dark oak. But as you can see, I've done the entire bottom floor. And I've left this area here, once again, so I can get down underneath and just look at this. Look at the lighting in here, man. It's bitchin'. I love it. It's kind of creepy as well. So, you know, when I put my enchanting table in, it's going to be awesome. But all I've really got to do right now is just focus on putting in the floor plan up top, like I've done down here with these walls. And that'll be it. Alright, so I've gone in and I've made this dome. I've also finished off the walls and I've put in the libraries on the second floor. But this dome, it kind of came out of the blue, like with the glass, the coloured glass I'm using right now, because glass, yeah, it didn't suit for me. I wanted a cool little blue, so I've gone for like a light blue kind of effect right here. It's not the best dome. I'm not that good at building domes. I tried to follow a plan online, it just didn't work for me. I suck. But as you can see, I've gone in and I've put in different styles of libraries or bookshelves and stuff. Like that one right there has got an overhang. There's room left in there for, you know, chairs and stuff. But if you look at it, it's not that bad. Now, the dome at the minute, because it has no roof, looks kind of funky. There is a little block holding it up that I need to get rid of. But yeah, no, I like it. It's coming along pretty damn nice. Alright, so I've gone in and I've done the roof. And it looks absolutely terrible. But each one, most places have a unique kind of roof. So here we have the dome, and as you can see, I've put some lights in, which is awesome. Here we have a conference-style room. So I wanted a simple kind of arched dome there, which is kind of awesome. And this one has just got, if I can get over there, skylights. This one, I just went with skylights. It's like a grey, white, coloured block, coloured glass over the roof. So you've got skylight in. It's kind of dope. I like it. And the roof itself coming down from the back of the dome is not the best. It's missed and matched, but it works for me. Alright, so here it is at night. It's kind of cool. I like the lighting. Some of it still needs to be done, but what we really should do is transition to day. There we go. Look at that. It looks absolutely nice. Now, the roof, we're not going to talk about. If you want to see the enchanting table underneath, and you haven't already been to my walkthrough video, go check that out as well. But this has been the build video. Hope you've liked it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and put what you think in the comment section down below.